Welcome back. Today we're going to be making a pumpkin roll. I've already mixed up our dry ingredients, and our dry ingredients consist of 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, half teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half teaspoon of ground allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is all mixed up, and we're going to put this to the side for right now. And we're going to get our our wet ingredients ready, which we'll be using in our stand mixer. You don't really have to use a stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer. It'll work just as good. But if you have one, this is probably the best way to go. Alright, we're going to add our 3 room temperature eggs. And then we will add 1 cup of granulated sugar. We will get this started. Get it started to get mixing. Put our whisk on here. Let's bring it up first. There we go. Once we get it started to get mixed, then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. To a nice light, like a yellowish color. Once that gets mixed up good, stop it. Now we're going to add our pumpkin puree. Now you want to make sure it's pumpkin puree, like this. You want pumpkin puree. You don't want pumpkin pie filling. There is a big difference. So we're going to put this in. Alright, once we get that in there, we'll mix it up again. Okay, and we are done with the mixer, for now anyway. Now we'll take this off. We'll get our dry ingredients. Put our dry ingredients in here. And now we'll give this a mix. All right. Now we'll just give it one more little thing with the whisk here. Make sure everything's good. Alright, now what we're going to do, we're going to get our 10 by 15 pan lined with parchment paper. This is very important too. You need to make sure you have it lined with parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper and you pour this in here and then bake it in the oven, it's probably not going to turn out good for you. So you definitely want to have this lined with parchment paper. Next, we're just going to kind of pour this in here. And we're going to need every drop of it. This recipe is basically to the T, so no lick in the bowl. You're going to have to get every bit of it. Alright. Once you get that in there, you're going to kind of want to spread this out. Hey Max, go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. All right, we're going to use our offset spatula here to kind of get it smoothed out. Get it all the way even the best we can here in the corners. Okay, get our oven preheated, put this in the oven. We're going to set it for like 375 for about 15 minutes. And when we're done, then the tricky part happens. So we'll be back in a little bit, guys. Alright guys, we're back and our cake had just come out of the oven. Now comes the tricky part. This is probably the worst part of the whole process here. What we're going to do is have to invert this cake onto this towel that I have, and I have some powdered sugar on it. And let's hope that it turns out okay. And 1, 2, 3. All right. That turned out good. What we'll do now, let's take this paper off. It should come off fairly easy, as long as we do this quickly while it's still hot. If there's a little bit of wrinkles in it, it's okay. It's just the bottom part anyway. And looks like it's turning out pretty good here. All right. We're going to fold this up, and this way it keeps it nice and moist. And we want this to get nice and cool. All right, we're going to put this over here, let it cool. While this is cooling, we're going to get our filling part ready. And that's going to consist of 1 8-ounce packet of Philadelphia cream cheese and 1 stick of unsalted butter. And we're going to put that in here. we're going to get that, put this in our mixer. Just remember to raise it up this time. And we're going to get this mixed up. Alright, looks like we're going to have to help it here a little bit. The only bad part here, it gets stuck on the blades here a little bit. Alright, this time we're going to add our powdered sugar to it. Alright. A couple, 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Now we're just going to whip this until it gets nice and creamy. Take it down, everything, help everything get pushed down here a little bit. Alright guys, our filling is pretty much mixed up. We gotta let this cake cool down for about an hour, and when it's cooled down, we'll be right back and we'll put the filling on. Alright guys, we're back, and our cake is pretty much cool. So now we're going to unroll this. Now again, for the reason of this rolling, it'll help it roll back nicely. And it also helps keeps its form. We're going to get our filling. Put our filling out on here. Alright, I'm going to get our spatula here and kind of smooth this out a little bit. There we go. Now, it don't have to be perfect on the ends here. As long as we get the center part good. Now what we're going to do is roll this back up. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll get our saran wrap here, and we're going to wrap this in saran wrap. Then we're going to put this in the refrigerator. We're going to put this back in the refrigerator, and we'll let this cool for about 30 minutes. And when it's done, we'll cut the sides, and we'll see how good it turned out, guys. Alright, so far so good, and we'll see you back in a little bit. Alright guys, we're back, and our pumpkin roll should be done. Yeah, it should be nice and cool, so we're going to unwrap it. Look at that. Looks like it turned out pretty good. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to cut off our ends here. This is kind of our snacking pieces, so we're going to be generous here. All right. Here we go, guys. To finish this off, we're going to sprinkle some powdered sugar on top, like so. And our masterpiece is completed. And here we go. Let's take a look. And here's our piece. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Alright guys, give this recipe a shot. Let me know if you do and how it turns out for you. It's not too bad. A little bit of work to it, but other than that, it's a good one. Alright, everyone, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll be working on a new one in a few days. Christmas is just around the corner, and we're going to have another special dessert for Christmas. Alright, everyone have a good day, and God bless.